What's up, everybody? Welcome to Move the Sticks. He's Bucky Brooks. I'm Daniel Jeremiah. This is our 2016 Division Preview Series, Bucky, and right now we're going to focus on the AFC South.
We're going to focus on the AFC South, and we're going to use the Move the Sticks Scouting Index, where we rate 6 different categories: quarterback, skill guys, offensive line, defensive front seven, secondary, and coaching.
And we're going to tally up the numbers. So we're going to rank them 1 to 4 in each of these individual categories. At the end, we'll total them all up, and like golf, low score wins, Bucky. Let's start off with the quarterbacks in this division.
Looking at the quarterbacks, I'm going to go 4th, the Houston Texans, 3rd, Tennessee Titans, 2nd, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and number 1, Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, look, I know Blake Bortles had some good numbers last year, and he's somebody on the rise, but I still think Andrew Luck, coming off a bad year, is still the class of the division at this position. To me, though, this division, when you look at just a few years ago where they were at the quarterback position, now you bring in a Brock Osweiler to the Texans. You draft a Marcus Mariota, does a nice job last year with the Tennessee Titans, and we've seen Bortles in his young career really begin to develop and looks like a promising player. This has a chance to be kind of the quarterback division going forward here.
Yeah, I think so, because all those young guys are not even in their prime yet. So you have a lot of good quarterback play for a long, sustained period. And because of that, all these teams will have legitimate playoff hopes going forward if they continue to build it the right way. Interesting, Blake Bortles over Marcus Mariota. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the course of the year, because Marcus Mariota has been really good and supported by a strong run game. Should lead to more opportunities for him.
No question. All right, skill positions here. We have the Tennessee Titans coming in at number 4. Like what they have in the backfield, getting Tajay Sharp going as a rookie on the outside. The Colts come in at number 3. Love where they're at the receiver position. Running back still a little bit of a question mark. The Jacksonville Jaguars at 2, and the Texans, with all the additions that they've made with Lamar Miller, look at the young receivers they've drafted, team up with DeAndre Hopkins. That's a good-looking group.
Very good-looking group, very impressive group, a lot of speed on that group, and I think that was kind of the premise, what they wanted to do in the offseason, more dynamic playmakers to surround DeAndre Hopkins. They certainly have done that. Look for Lamar Miller to have a breakout year as a running back. He should be someone that gets close to 12, 13, 1,400 yards.
Yeah, I talked to a coach in the league who predicted he'd be the one lead league in rushing this year. So
a
lot of love out there for Lamar Miller. All right, let's go to the offensive line, Buck. We have the Jags at 4, the Texans at 3, the Colts at 2, and we have the Tennessee Titans at 1. The Colts, I thought, looked good in the early portion of preseason with some of these new pieces on the offensive line. Struggled a little bit. I want to say it was week 3. We saw them really, really struggle against a Philadelphia front that's very physical. But, I think Tennessee Titans, some new pieces that they have there with Conklin coming in. I don't know that any offensive line in this division gets me all that fired up.
No offensive line in this division gets you fired up, but I do like what the Tennessee Titans are doing. You talk about Conklin coming in, bringing some toughness, trying to pair him up with Chance Warmack to get some of that physicality up front. And then, you still want to see if Taylor Lewan can be a guy that really solidifies that left tackle spot. If they're able to get that and protect Marcus Mariota and also create the push in the run game, DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry should run wild between the tackles.
All right, let's go to the other side of the ball here, defense and the coaching. The front 7, Buck. We've got the Colts coming in at 4. Man, they don't know who's going to rush the passer for this football team. We've got the Titans at 3, Jags 2, and Texans there at number 1.
Yeah, I think without doubt the Texans deserve to be number 1. Anytime you have J.J. Watt, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, it's a game changer. But now we're beginning to see Jadeveon Clowney kind of come on and show people why he was the number 1 pick. There's a lot of pressure on him because Khalil Mack has kind of jumped out and been a superstar right away. Jadeveon Clowney should have an opportunity playing alongside J.J. Watt to make the kind of splash plays that most of us envisioned when he was taken off the board.
Yeah, merciless there as well. It's a good-looking group. All right, go to the secondary, Bucky. What do we have?
We had the Titans at 4, the Indianapolis Colts at 3, the Jacksonville Jaguars at 2, and Houston number 1.
Houston at number 1. Kevin Johnson turned into a nice young player, by the way, out of Wake Forest.
He has been a very, very nice player, a guy who I thought had not only the ball skills and the movement skills, but had the high football IQ, can play in a defense that asks him to look at a bunch of different things. Big-time player. They're transitioning him, trying to get him ready for a bigger role, but I like the pieces of the puzzle.
All right, coaching. We've got the Tennessee Titans there, Malarkey at 4. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars coming in at 3. We love Gus Bradley. Just need to win some games, and you can see him move up there. The Texans, Billy O'Brien, nice job winning that division last year at number 2, but number 1 spot, still Chuck Pagano. We look at what he's done in the postseason, especially as a head coach. I think that gives him the nod.
Yeah, you know, Chuck Pagano is a nice guy, and I know he can take care of some of the defensive stuff. But really what I like about it is Rob Chizensky on offense, trying to get Andrew Luck back on track. This is a guy that really played a key role in Cam Newton getting off to a fast start in his NFL career. I think he'll do some nice things for Andrew Luck to help him get back on track.
All right, let's go ahead and tally up the numbers here, Bucky, and see what it comes out to here. Let's look at the offense and how we had it finished up here. Well, wow, you got 3 teams tied there at number 2, but the Colts just a smidge ahead.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting division because they're very, very competitive offensively. The Colts, with Andrew Luck, you feel good about them. You would like to see the running game situation solidify itself. But in the skill position, Dante Moncrief, T.Y. Hilton, explosive offense.
All right, let's switch over to the defense. The numbers there, the Texans, yeah, no surprise there. Texans really, really loaded with defensive personnel. The Jags, a lot of young pieces in place there right behind them at number 2, Colts 3. And the Titans at 4. When we go ahead and tally up all the numbers and see how it shakes out, there you go. We got the Texans just ahead of the Indianapolis Colts. The Jags right there, a little bit of a gap. And the Titans, I think even you could put all 4 of these teams together. I think we have a very competitive division here, not only this year, but even going forward in the future because of a really nice young nucleus for each of these teams.
Yeah, this is an interesting division. It's up for grabs because as much as we all love the Houston Texans, we have to realize that their quarterback, Brock Osweiler, has only started 7 games in the league. How does he handle that? How much responsibility do they put on him to drive the offense? They got skill weapons galore. How he plays will ultimately determine the Texans' fate this season.
No question, Bucky. Well, we tallied up the numbers, and we gave you what we think.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Leave your comments below on YouTube.
And be sure to subscribe to the Move the Sticks podcast. If you haven't already, you can do that on iTunes. You can also listen to the Move the Sticks podcast on NFL.com/podcasts or check out all of our videos on YouTube.com/NFL.